Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Tim for The Real Sports Talk. You can hit me up on Twitter at CashKelly_TRST. This literally is probably about the 8th video I've made today dealing with the NBA. I gave you a bunch of preview videos this morning. Then I talked about the Bulls and the Sixers. I reviewed the game, said that D-Rose had a small injury. Then I did the Heat and Knicks game, and shortly after that game ended, it also came out that Derrick Rose had torn his ACL. So I've been reacting with that with fans all day, and that's one of the things I love about doing these videos, and having done them for over 2 years now. I enjoy talking with some of the people that I've talked about the NBA with and other sports in general for a few years now, and I also enjoy finding some new people on here that love to talk about sports as much as I do, and that's one of the reasons I like doing this. Yet another game today, the third out of fourth game, was the Magic and the Pacers. The Pacers were heavily favored, and if you were to ask me this morning, was more likely Derrick Rose and Iman Shumpert both tear their ACL or the Magic win, I might have taken the Derrick Rose and Shumpert thing as being more likely than the Magic actually winning this game, but they do pull it out 81-77 late in this game. I'll give you my thoughts on the remainder of this series and whether the Pacers are really in trouble and what went wrong in this game. But first I'm going to give you some stats. The Magic, no one necessarily had a great game. I mean, Glenn Davis, 8 of 20. The 13 rebounds were huge, though. He had 16 points. Jason Richardson, 6 of 15 from the field, but 5 of 8 from threes. That was huge, 17 points on the day. He probably had the most important game and hit a few threes late in this game that really propelled the Magic. And then Jameer Nelson, 7 of 15 with 17 points. Off the bench, he didn't get a great contribution from anyone. I mean, J.J. Redick had 6 points. Earl Clark had 6 points. Quentin Richardson at 5 points, but no one lit it up. And then Ryan Anderson, who's probably the best overall player on this team this year besides Dwight Howard, who's obviously out, had 5 points and was 1 of 4 from threes, and threes are his specialty. If this team can do anything, it's hit threes with Jason Richardson, Ryan Anderson, and J.J. Redick. And besides Richardson, no one even did it that well today. So it is a testament to how many things went their way today that they were able to win this game. If you go to the Pacers side of things, though, things went terribly wrong. As a team, they shot 59% from the free throw line, which is absolutely horrendous. 13 of 22 total. David West had 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. Probably had the best game overall. Danny Granger shot 7 of 20 today, 2 of 4, 17 points, and late in this game he made a few crucial errors with the backcourt violation and also the travel when Big Baby Davis was defending him, that you just cannot make those mistakes late in this game. Roy Hibbert, rebound-wise, had a huge game, 13 rebounds, but offensively went 3 of 11, and a lot of times in this game we saw them get to the paint, penetrate, and then they'd have a layup roll off. He was one of the guys that did this quite a bit in this game, shot 3 of 11 total, and shot 2 of 4 from the free throw line. George Hill shot 2 of 7 overall, 1 of 3 from the three-point line, 6 of 7 total, and only had 11 points today, 3 assists, 0 rebounds. I mean, he's a shooting guard, so he's not going to light up the rebounding thing, but it did not have a great overall game. And then Paul George, who people have been going on and on about, 4 of 11, 0 of 4 from 3. And there were 2 threes with about 4 or 5 minutes left in this game that if he hit those 2 threes, that he could have put this game away and there never would have been any questions. There was a point where the Magic went up by 1 point after Jason Richardson hit that 3, where the Pacers probably should have been up by 7 or 8 because he had missed 2 straight three-point attempts. You just can't do that in the NBA and in the playoffs because regardless of how much better the Pacers are than the Magic, if they play like this throughout the remainder of this series, the Magic are certainly in this series. Tyler Hansbrough had 7 points, Leandro Barbosa had 3, and then 2 and 2 from Amundsen and Darren Collison, who, out of all the guys to shoot, they said this on the broadcast, out of all the guys to take that 3 late in the game, why was he doing it? I think the answer is no one was able to get open for him, and the shot clock was winding down, so he really did not have a ton of choice over shooting that. I don't think that the Magic really have a very good chance to win this series, and here's why. Everything that could have gone wrong for the Pacers today really did. I don't believe that the Magic won this game. They certainly saw that it was handed to them, and they took it, and I'll give them that credit. But they did not win this game. The Pacers lost this game. All the layups that the Pacers had, all the looks inside the paint that they just had roll off, all the open threes that they missed, some of the mental mistakes that they made, and this is a very young team. And regardless of whether they get out of this series or not, which I think they do, let's say they do, if they make any of these mistakes, they're going to have to be perfect against the Miami Heat. And they have a lot of very good players. David West is extremely underrated. People forget what he did in New Orleans. Danny Granger's a very good young player. And he's not great, but the thing that they do there is, yeah, he's the best player on the team in a lot of people's mind, but all the pressure does not go on him. Roy Hibbert's a great center, but he's got to have a better game than what he did today. And the same goes for George Hill and Paul George. They cannot play the way they did today if the Pacers are going to make a run in the playoffs. Like, I think that they potentially could, but I'm not sure after tonight that that's as realistic as I thought coming into this series. I don't know. Leave me your thoughts. I'll be here to recap the Thunder and Mavs final game of the night tonight. I'm leaving it all for TRST tonight, giving away my Saturday night reviewing these games. Hit me up on Twitter at CashKelly_TRST, and also like The Real Sports Talk on Facebook. I'll see you guys later.